a market trends tool called Altos Research, and so you have a market trends page on the website so the tool is used for both acquisition and then obviously I think probably for some of your client relations it's very helpful as well. So just to show you a little bit of the website.
Market trends, do each of them have one on their own individual page?
So they'll get the lead if someone signs up for market trends from their page.
Okay, so they do have a link on their own page.
Yeah, so they have the link for it.
Can you knock down real to the next line, real estate, like later?
Yeah.
I don't like that it states all by itself right there.
Yeah. And screen sizes sometimes will change it a little bit, but yeah, I can do that. I can force it. So there's this market trends page, and is market action index a normal terminology for your industry? It's specific to this tool. Yeah.
No, we don't really use that word.
No, but it should be.
Yeah. So
It sounds really smart.
I know, yeah, and it's a pretty flashy thing, so it's great for acquisition, but I guess it measures the rate of sale versus inventory. So this is updated in real time, which is nice, but really simple. They can enter their email address and subscribe to market reports. Additionally, visitors to the website have the opportunity to search by city or zip code. And then they're prompted to sign up for those market reports as well. So this is any city or zip code in the country. So it's not by neighborhood, but eventually we might be able to get creative with that kind of stuff with the MLS data in general. But it's really
Zip codes do a pretty good job though.
Yeah, and I think from a user standpoint, that's probably how they resonate with it a little bit more than neighborhood maybe. Well, maybe not, I don't know. So,
Neighborhood would be really cool if that could happen because people really want to know what their neighborhood's value is.
yeah.
Like in Tucson, like 1-8, sure, but like 1-1, there's like so many pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could be in the ghetto or you could be in a nice neighborhood in 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keeping my eyes peeled for some tools, but now that we have
no one lives in 1-1.
now that we have all the local data, you can build those reports out from past sales information. So we can eventually build that stuff out now that we have the data coming in. But fortunately, this tool is only at a zip code or city level. So when they do this, they're prompted to input their information. So again, good acquisition play. Another unique thing here is when they go to share it, they can share on Facebook. Any of these, actually, if they share this information on these social channels and it's with a particular person, that contact information from that person on that social channel is captured. So again, this is pretty nice to utilize as well. So if you're wanting to promote market trends, I know we do once a month, but if you're trying to promote them weekly or for a particular area, sharing the report and encouraging people to share it will help get you just contact information based off their Facebook info, which is kind of nice.
So they'd want to do that under their own page so that it goes to their CRM, correct?
Yeah, well, and eventually if they're just sharing the page from their social channel, it should just attribute it from there.
Okay.
Also, it doesn't have to necessarily be from their bio page. It could be as long as they're sharing it from their computer.
I'm like super close. From the bio page, yes, but for now it is good to send them directly to your agent page because that's the way that it gets captured the most easily. But in the short future, it will be able to account for anything that you're sharing. To be able to get that lead as well.
You guys realize how cool it is? That means that you could share anything on the website, any page on the website from your computer, and as long as somebody clicks on it from the link that you shared, you will get that lead.
Yeah, it's pretty
It won't
cool.
necessarily have to be from your bio page.
There might be some manual requirement for you guys, so when you're sharing the link, putting like a question mark your name, for instance. So there's certain things like
So
I'm
it'll
sure
tag it.
you're familiar with Bitly links and link trees, so there might be something like that you have to do. But yeah, it'll be coming soon. So just to show you this, it's a really helpful tool. You can print PDFs and things like that. Again, they can subscribe to reports. Olivia, I saw you subscribed.
Yeah.
So I believe every Saturday they're supposed to be sent out, or maybe Monday. So you'll get your first one then.
This would be good just to add as a PDF and print it out like in listing appointments too.
Yeah, well, and even from like a website for SEO, like PDFs can be crawled by Google, so keeping a repository of this is what I'm also doing, is keeping PDFs of like each month. So eventually that can be indexable, so like historical information, I don't know, it can create value in some weird way.
Leave that to you.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. And we're seeing a lot of good, your rankings are starting to go up quite a bit, so I'm excited. We just need to start getting the leads in there again. So yeah, this is the tool. I don't want to go too crazy into it to be mindful of time, but you can drop down to things like median list price, your price per square foot, those things that you're used to analyzing on a regular basis. So this is what I use for that monthly little report.
That's super cool.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely encourage you to use it, especially with the sharing features and things like that. There could be a lot of value to come from
And
it.
then how does the I haven't, and this is really bad on me, but how does the cash offers page look?
Good, I hope.
Me too.
Yeah, so that page looks good. So anything, if you guys are promoting, anything like a cash offer, home valuation, any of that kind of stuff, you'll get the credit if they sign up from your page.
Yeah, so you guys should be using this cash offer page too when you're sending out things, right?
Yeah, so
You said the link that's attached to it directly go to the agent is coming soon?
there is some,
Coming soon.
oh, sorry, what was that?
Well, you were saying that there's a process
Yeah,
to
it's not-
connect with the agent that's not here yet, right? If we share these links, it'll just go into a random.
Correct.
Well, I'll be able to, like, I'm analyzing pretty heavily on my end, like every lead that's coming in, so
Where
I
it's
can.
coming from.
Gotcha.
Yeah, make sure that eventually that can be automated, but yes. If
So if
it's-
Chris shares the cash offer
She'll
page,
know.
you'll know that it was from him because of his IP address or something.
if he, yeah, like I could know that it was him, but and
Okay.
if I need to like decipher who it is, but until that's fully fleshed out, communicate with each other. If I see that maybe someone's visited another agent's page, but you're assigned to that lead, it might be a conversation worth having.
So,
Yeah, right
Okay.
now, don't share it unless you want, you
unless,
need to wait until it's up on your own page, I think, is what she's
Well,
saying.
it's all up. Yeah, it's all up. I think I'm kind of confused. It's all up on.
so we'd have to share it from our page with a bit.ly link to track it for our sake until you can get it so that it's automatically.
Yeah,
assigned to
for
people.
social, yeah.
Okay.
So for social, but if you have like these links on your page on social, that gets attributed to you. So you'll get the lead if they go to your
So if
agent
it's
page
in
from
your bio,
Facebook
like
or
on
something.
Instagram.
So let me give you like a
But if it's just
real
on
example
posts,
just to give me a yes or
then
no
you
answer.
won't.
Then we
If
won't,
Chris wants
okay.
to share the cash offers page, he can't just copy the link on the cash offers page and then share it on his social. And then if somebody clicks on that, will you know that goes straight to him, or is that not yet a thing?
Not quite
Okay,
yet.
so that's not a thing
Yeah,
yet.
but
Coming
from
soon.
your
From your
actual
bio,
Facebook
yeah.
page it will. But yeah, that'll come soon. But yeah, fill out the simple information, just good little contact stuff. I'd also like
It
to,
should look just like Open Door.
And then
Was the
and then when
idea.
these forms get filled out, does that like something that comes to us via email, like as like a filled out form, or how do we capture that?
You get your app notification and email notification. If you want it, I was gonna show you guys how you can disable that, cause it might be a little overload for you guys with all the notifications, but.
I mean, I want as many notifications
Yeah,
from the
okay.
cash offer as possible.
And then we're setting up text notifications today, so if
Yeah.
any of you
Cool.
guys want text notifications, we can do that.
Okay,
Um,
because I know that Tanner, Rebecca, and I
And then
want
they go on the
want to be notified if any like one in the wild, not people that are like actually trying to farm that or like get that,
yeah.
like just happens to come across that and fill out that information. We need to know who that. We need to get that
Yeah,
notification.
you guys get
soon.
notified of all of them, and then they'll
Okay.
get notified of their
Of their own. Okay, cool.
particular
Perfect.
lead.
Cool.
Quick question. So when I was on I think it was a couple days ago, I signed up a potential client for the market trends to get the emails. Did you see that?
I did, and it
I
was
was-
your phone number, so
yeah.
I was like, is
I
it
didn't-
like her friend or
I
like?
wasn't sure because I didn't
yeah.
want him to get texts too. I didn't wanna overwhelm him, cause I wanted to be where I send him like every week. the
Yeah,
updates.
so he'll get one
He'll
every
get
week.
that, yeah, so I put my number in case, I didn't know if he was gonna start alerting him, but I haven't gotten any alerts, so I'm
Yeah.
just testing it. So
Was the phone number just for information capture?
Yeah, so you got a notification when you did it. It said thank you for signing up for, like, when you did it, it
Yeah.
gives you like an in-page notification.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he'll get his first weekly update, I think. I think it's Sunday or Monday, I can't remember.
But the
I
phone
can go
numbers
through
don't
my
send
page,
texts to
so.
that person?
No, not through this Altos tool. They don't get text messages.
Okay, so they don't
you
get
guys
text
get
That's
text
why I
messages.
wasn't sure, I was like, I don't wanna be getting bombarded.
Yeah, they won't get text messages. They just get an email.
Yeah, it's Benjamin.
Yeah, they just get an email update.
And then is everyone that's here now on the website as an agent?
Yes.
So all the 3 new guys or girls? And Christiana?
Yeah, I need to get yours. Welcome back. I know your team missed you, but I don't know you at all. I'm sure they did. Yeah, I need to get your testimonials up and stuff like that, and then Laura's as well. But your pictures and things like that are up there, and your CRM access too.
Yeah, your website's just not working yet, like your web page.
Yeah. Yeah, just Christiana and Laura, but that'll be done today. But your pictures are up there on the about page. So let me go ahead and move forward to this home valuation tool, just so you can see what it looks like and know that it's something available to you to use. If that's okay with you guys.
It has.
So perfect. Perfect, yeah, thanks.
So
Actually, just while she's pulling that up, let's let Anna do her presentation. You guys should all have a piece of paper out or pull up your notebook, and if you have a question, write it down, and then we'll do questions and answers at the end. That way we don't keep getting off track, because, you know, she's on market reports, and then cash offers, and then home back to market reports. Let's just let her present, and then we'll do, all of your questions at the end.
my squirrel brain doesn't help things either. So this is, there's a different home valuation experience on the website for acquisition purposes, but overall, this is the instant home valuation tool that you guys have available to use internally as well. So all you need to do is put in your address. And it's similar to the one you already had on the website. Did you use the one with Real Geeks much?
A lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I definitely wanted to make sure you had something similar.
That was like the most important thing on our site that we went to, or the most used part of our
Yeah,
site.
yeah. So you guys will get the links to this so you can start using it as well. And so it's the same data that Real Geeks has. So when the property is available and the property information is instantly available, you'll see an image of the property on Google Maps.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then they input their information, they get their valuation.
Is there gonna be a prompt for them to sign up before they get this information?
That's what they just did.
Like to get their lead capture information?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they just put in their information.
She's just put in her.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so,
Sorry, I was supposed to ask that question later. That wasn't important on the spot question though.
yeah.
It wasn't off topic.
It's right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they input their information
Yeah.
there. And then, for now, since it is separated, the experience on the website is much more simple. They put their information in, then they input their, then the next screen is their email address again for the interest of time. I won't go fully through it, but that captures their address and their email information before they even get to more of the home valuation questions. So it's a good way to get some leads in there. So just so you can see an example of it. And the good thing with this tool is if you guys find over time that you're using it, that it's, you know, maybe 10% off one way or another or what have you, you can adjust it as well. So if you find that the tool is consistently undervaluing a home or overvaluing
So
a home.
that happened with our last program too. It never found beds. Why is that?
It
Is it
depends
because
on the
it's not on
home.
the tax records? Is this pulled from the tax records?
I think it depends on the home, cause,
Our last one regardless of the address, it would never show beds.
I think it's probably because of the tax
Interesting.
records never showing bedrooms.
Yeah.
All these things.
Although this stuff should pull from actual sales, right? Not the
Yeah,
tax
but maybe
records?
it's never been on the MLS.
Yeah, and that's in like the whole data.
25520 East Camden Street.
What if it was valued at like at 220?
It is what it
You're
is.
gonna
I
make
already-
her
I already own it, so.
Okay, so this is an example of where it doesn't have that information available. So, or at least recent information for the valuation. So when they put in that information,
And that just sold.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this is, and again, this is my, this is on my website, so the notification they get is much more user friendly, and it tells them, it's not this basic of a notification, but, and it also asks for them to fill out their information, like the number of beds and all of that kind of thing. So, if you are curious, I can find who the data provider is, but it's almost like everybody uses the same one where it is,
Well, that wouldn't make sense because the last one never
yeah.
pulled bedrooms either.
Wait, but you're saying that some addresses won't pull any
That's the
valuation?
exact same thing that would happen on Real Geeks. too.
Yeah, so,
Not everyone would show. I mean, 90% of them would. But
Yeah,
maybe
could
some-
try mine. Could you try 5313 East Leicester Place?
We're just doing this because these have recently sold.
yeah, well, and the good thing is now that I have all of the property information now on your
Oh,
website.
there's mine. Boom, dude.
So eventually a tool can be built out that's truly accurate and in real time.
That stretched out picture makes my house look like 5 times the size that it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Typical
See,
realtor photos.
I thought your house was 2,200 square feet.
So true.
It's 2100 square feet.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
yeah,
that's-
so this bed thing it seems like that. I'll ask the guy that built this tool.
That's not the
if-
right
if
square
there's
footage either.
A reason why
At
that is,
all.
and if there's something that can fix it. But yeah, that's a good catch.
That's not the right square footage. So they must not be pulling from the assessor site.
Okay.
What's your
Well, let's have.
5313
In
East.
general, we've got
Let's
this
keep
tool
going,
for you.
yeah.
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 Next time, we're getting our tracking in.
Yeah. So
Well, it's not very accurate. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think the other one, and you still have Real Geeks for a little bit longer. So
Make notes and we can send this
Yeah.
all in an email to her after.
yeah. But I'm hoping it's useful, and I'll definitely take notes on that and see if I can find some answers to this little issue and some other stuff that you pointed out. Okay, so you guys have those two tools. Let me get over to what the heck I put together for our agenda today.
The CRM, I think, for most people, right?
Yeah, and then talking about like lead sources and things like that. So as I'm making sure your leads can be attributed to you, are there any other lead sources that we're not accounting for outside of social, like Zillow and things like that? Which those are accounted for, but I just wanted to ask certain questions like that. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's a good time to step over to the CRM. Is Angela okay with me using hers again?
Oh, where's Angela?
Should inspections.
Inspections.
Okay.
So you guys all know how your website works, right? That you wanna get your personal website out. As people click on there, the leads go to your CRM, and then you wanna work on in your CRM with your to-dos and notes.
Yeah, so how about Olivia? Can I use yours, Olivia?
Sure.
It's nice and clean.
No,
Or
Yeah.
Chris, actually, Chris, can I use yours? You have a good one.
Sure.
Well, you everybody has a good one. His is, he did a good job of filling out some to-dos and things like that I saw earlier.
Good job, Chris.
Yeah, so each of you guys have your little dashboard. Let me make it a little bigger.
Your square feet's only 791. Jason. That was right. Yeah.
So you have your contacts tab, your to-dos, your pod.
Weird.
And then the new agents, I'll sit down with you and create a calendar sync with your Gmail calendar so your to-dos can sync to that. And over here, this is the more useful tab than this automations tab, but you can search for your contacts, your leads by whether they're A, B, or C. So lead scoring is another topic that I was hoping to cover, but you see how he has this broken out in a really clean way for the A/B seed list and then to-dos down here. So it's a really great way to see what you're working on.
That's called apps, guys, on the right, just so you know.
Yeah, and I tried to default it to that for you guys earlier today, but it might default back to automations, unfortunately. Another thing is, I know I communicated with a couple of you guys about your notifications, so, anytime that you get a new lead, you'll be assigned that, so you'll be, assigned a record, from the pond is what you'll get. So, you'll get the lead information in your email, but you'll get this general, notification in the app. And then, as far as, I think really, with the contacts you're wanting to, if you guys are working within the pond quite a bit, is that something you're doing pretty regularly? Okay, so from the pond, if you're wanting to take on a new lead, all you need to do is, and you don't need to necessarily scroll over to the right, but see how over here, this is assigned to him, and I don't know if this is me testing it or, I believe it was me testing it.
So weird, I just clicked on pond, and maybe it's just cause it's me, but I'm seeing agent assigned leads in the pond.
Yeah, yours is very different.
Okay.
Yours is quite a bit different. And the two-way syncing is something that is still, it still lags a little bit, and so when you want to assign a pond lead to yourself though, all you do is assign it to yourself. And then when you wanna send it back to the pond, if you don't want to use it anymore, you just remove yourself, from it.
How do you assign them?
So you just come down and you click your name, so,
Like you should be able to go over to the agent.
Like his name only showed up because she's logged in under his name.
Yeah.
and only your name will show up. So you're
Yeah.
only allowed to assign to yourself, but say Becca, and if you guys want this ability, you can assign leads from your views, but they can only assign leads to themselves.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, within the contact record, it's easy too. And so this is one thing where I know there's an overload of contact fields here, and so that's something that I'm refining a bit for you guys, so it makes more sense and has more important information higher up and things like that. But for agent, all you have to do is select yourself, and then it moves it into your contacts tab for you. So, as far as to-dos go, and sorry Chris, I don't mean to
It's okay.
I'll go in and I'll remove it afterwards, but and then your to-dos tab, what you wanna do is you wanna create your to-dos at the contact level. So are you okay with me going into one of your to-dos?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
They're pretty basic, but
Okay, yeah, so, which is great, it's super simple, but you have your particular contact that's referenced in your to-do, any notes that you have for it, and then it's linked to your particular contact record. So if you're updating any of this, it'll also, reference it in your activity feed. So for that particular contact, for instance, if you wanted to go into the contact, you can click on the contact and it opens that contact record. Any to-dos that you have for that contact will also be listed here too. And so on the right-hand side, also as you have people that are starting to sign up for using the favorite searches and things like that, the more that they're using the website, you're going to see page views and things like that on the right-hand side. So you'll be able to see which property pages they're viewing, if they viewed a cash offer page, and that, just what you're used to in Real Geeks essentially. So super simple, important notes, that's a really good section. That's the one that when you are transferring between ponds, that's where you guys are wanting to keep that information there, just for information sharing purposes, because your activity does not go with the contact card when you send it back to the pond. We've got important dates down here, so.
But the important notes do stay?
Yeah, so anything within here will stay with it, the activity won't.
Okay.
And so I know a lot of you guys have already gone through this, so, but to show you the important dates, just birthdays, anniversary, close date, that kind of stuff. Based on the forms that they've submitted, it'll show what they've signed up for. So if they've signed up for a home valuation, cash offer, a property tour, those kind of things, it'll show up here.
That's cool too.
Yeah, and then also if they've requested a tour for a particular property, or show up here, and then that's a good segue into your calendar views for some of this stuff. So tons of information here. This is where you guys are able to organize your contact information in these fields as much as you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and do one last stab at it and really get it more organized in terms of your sources and the important information higher up on the contact card, since there is just so much information. But you guys are welcome to reorganize all of this yourselves. But I definitely would like to help you too, because there's quite a bit in here.
And for those of you who have linked your guys' calendar to this, is it transferring over well?
And yours would be,
Like your phone, like your Google calendar, like your business calendar.
Let's see.
let's see if it's,
Because remember, you guys synced it when we were setting that up last time, and that she was here. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
oh.
What would we see on our Google Calendar exactly?
The task, the follow up that you set.
Maybe it didn't, I
I see
tested
it.
this.
There's a to-dos and a calendar.
Did you set
There's
that up the
both.
last time you were?
Everyone should have set it up, yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It was
So-
the other calendar, I thought.
So the way that it's supposed to work is if you do like a task setup in your CRM, it should automatically show up on your calendar if you synced it right.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you have that
I
CRM
thought we
tasks.
did the last time,
I know, I
Anna
have
was
like
in,
a
but
whole calendar,
Yeah.
on my calendars.
Well,
and
apparently
it's-
nobody
Does your
did.
Google Calendar show it?
I opened two windows,
Or
I'll have
everything.
Google and the CRM
Everything.
open at the
Oh,
same time,
everything.
so I haven't really tested
Yes.
it,
Is that clear?
Yeah.
to be
Yes.
honest.
So I'm gonna be working with the new ones, setting it up after this. Why don't I make sure it's working with them?
Okay. Because it doesn't sound like these three that set it up last time, nothing's showing up on their calendars, or at least these two.
It's showing up.
On your calendar?
Yeah, I mean, it's showing up that I set up the calendar for Airtable.
Oh, but is it showing your to-dos and things?
I mean, I only have a few on there, so maybe I'm just not seeing them.
Yeah, why don't I,
The dates?
I can do a test.
Yeah, do, try that.
yeah, and I can confirm on my end, especially when I set you guys up, with your calendars today. But it should show you your view. I switched some of the settings, so it might have knocked out your ability to see this calendar view. So I think that might have been what happened, because I changed your plan. So I think that might have been what happened. But that should be working. If it's not, and it seems like it isn't, how about someone let me know if it is working?
So if I'm putting in a to-do, I don't see like a save button, so does it automatically save?
I know, that was my.
Yeah, so,
You just click out of it?
You just exit?
yeah, so,
Like I'm in Celeste, well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I just exit out.
yeah,
I put a description, I put a due date, and then I just exit out.
Weird, there should be like a save, right? It
I
feels
was-
weird to just
I was
exit
so
out.
confused the other day, I'm like, this is weird.
so, yeah,
It
and
does
those,
show up as a to-do.
those are some of the nuances too, where it's, if you create a contact and it's empty, for instance, I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that, so there's some little quirks like that, but basically anytime you click create a new record, it creates it no matter what.
I think
So
that's
if
the
you're
same
seeing a
with
lot of
notes.
empty records, that's why, is you're clicking create a new record, but it's just left empty.
That's how Real Geeks was too. There was no like save.
The minute, like if you typed in notes in Real Geeks, it just said auto saved, and then you could just exit out of it. You
Oh.
didn't have to click anything.
But like usually with a to-do, you had
Oh, you
to
had to
save
save
the
it.
to-do,
Okay.
but to-dos, make a note.
Can we
Yeah.
delete
Well,
to-dos?
this is
How can
better,
we do
like
that?
I say the step, and just
Because
do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's fine.
It's essentially, I mean, just a power spreadsheet, if you guys have noticed, like it's, which is essentially every CRM, but, so yeah, there are weird little things like that you'll have to get used to. Another example of that is if you're wanting to delete a record,
yes.
so, and I'm not
Sorry,
gonna,
that was
this is
driving
where
me
I won't
crazy for like
completely
10
mess with your
minutes.
things, Chris. Yeah, it's
Sorry,
kind of
okay.
weird.
You guys weren't able to delete records in your last CRM anyway.
So sometimes
But
you,
tasks we could get rid of.
Yeah, you can
That's-
check them off.
Yeah, and that's why I can't do it on here.
yeah. Oh, your task? Yeah.
You can on your
How do you do
tasks?
it?
I think you just unassign yourself.
Cause I do it, but then it says delete record, and then I just delete the record.
Like the whole contact.
So yeah, like if a task is done, you should just have like a check mark, right, where like it crosses it out.
Yeah, so this, there's a status, for instance, like, there should be a, like to-do status, for instance, it's somewhere in here. Like, that's why I have, like, the rules for when it's overdue and things like that, but there's no check mark for it, I can see about making it something simple like that. Yeah, is that something that,
Yeah,
'cause
so
this is the status, basically if you select done, then it will, remove it from your list of to-dos.
It will, okay, so yeah, I went into my list from to-dos and tried
Status.
to delete it that way.
Status.
So just
Well, it
go
won't
into,
delete them,
it'll just mark them off as done.
it just deleted it.
yeah,
Well, don't.
oh, I
delete
just
Or
mean
don't delete
it
it.
won't
Don't
delete
delete
it, if you mark any of these things, it won't ever delete the record, the only time the record will ever be deleted is if you come in here
and hit
and you
delete.
click delete record, yeah. But the master view, for instance, you guys have whatever they delete on their end doesn't delete it on the other end.
If there is a quick way, if there's an easy way for you just to like do like a quick like check mark line through done cross off, that would be great. Just because I think for them it'd be, they're used to that, right? Like as they're going through their tasks, they just like check them off as complete and they'll like auto check it off.
Yeah,
If not, then they could just have to, they're gonna do that old school or the drop down way.
yeah, the drop down, I'll see, I'm sure there's a checkbox, I'm sure, so if you prefer a checkbox than a drop down.
Would you guys prefer a checkbox when you complete a task?
I just don't.
Checkbox, yeah, I guess, it's just easier for me to.
Like just so when you guys are done, you just check the box off and it's like
check
done.
it off, yeah.
Yeah, it checks off the whole list instead
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
individuals.
That's fine,
Yeah.
I
It'd be
mean, it's
nice.
just as
Yeah.
much work as a checkbox, as long as you know what to do.
It's
Yeah,
not just as
now
much
that
as
we
work as
know
a
that.
checkbox,
Yeah.
crazy. One's just a checkbox, you just click check it and it goes off. The other one you have to go through the thing, drop down a menu, go change the status to done.
So one
That's not as
question I
much
wanted
work.
to ask
Three
is,
It's one extra click.
It's
just
3
like
extra
you
clicks.
click on it, you
oh,
click
I'm
on
all
it,
about the UX,
you click
baby.
down,
Yeah,
and
me
it's
too.
done.
Minimize them.
Right, so the easier the better for me.
So, especially like Tanya, for
If
instance,
I did it.
with
So
your,
you don't even have CRM.
What the weird thing is once I did that. and
In
I
life,
did
John, not this
it's still
specifically.
on my
Thanks for
to-do
your little
list.
side chatter.
it's going
Sick.
it's going to be on the to-do list. I think the views is where what we're going to want to do for you is, so it seems like what I need to do is filter this view. Are you looking at these to-dos and this to-dos essentially?
Yeah, that's where I was at.
Yeah,
was
this
in-
tab.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, so what I'll do is I'll go in, if you don't wanna see any of your done tasks,
Yeah.
I'll set a filter. So
Okay.
all you'll have to see is your upcoming. There's also good views that can help with your management of to-dos that, I'll add in there. So if you're familiar with the Kanban view, that makes the most sense. So it's, yeah, the little, what is it, swim lanes or whatever. This is good feedback for me.
And so for that calendar, I know I have a separate tab for my Google Calendar. However, when I go into the to-dos and I click that calendar, is there any way that like this, for example, like everything on here can reflect on here? Or did I do something wrong when I say from? Cause you see like right here, it has it listed,
Yeah.
but not in like calendar format right there.
Can you click on this calendar view?
Oh, maybe if I
yeah,
go
click
there.
on that one. And
Uh,
that calendar
I do
view.
a calendar.
Ooh, oh yay. So use only start field. Yeah, so I need to go in and change that. But yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So that's how I'd access this one. but
Yes.
Not here.
Yeah, so I need I'm gonna remove the calendar views from that drop down. That's just gonna be a list for you now.
Okay.
Sorry, I had it set up a little bit differently originally, and then this is the way that you can sync it, so you don't have both.
And then will those to-dos come to this calendar? Okay,
Yeah. Because those are your to-dos, right?
Well, these are just things that are in our calendar, but for example, like when I assign myself a task to call somebody, that usually, sometimes it can, like it'll sync over to here.
Yeah, do you see it or?
No, I did see it,
Okay.
well, cause I deleted it, so.
Yeah,
that's
why don't I have a lot of follow-ups
try
in
to
terms
do
of the
like a-
calendar to-dos, I think, with you guys. I think I had changed something and that's why it's not syncing, but
Let me
since
see
you
if I
have to
do it.
view, let me know if you see any of the to-dos, cause
Okay.
then that'll answer the
I'll
question that.
just do, like a test to do and see. if it-
Yeah, cause I changed a setting in there, so I think it messed with the syncing part for it. But your to-dos, this will be a list. Chris, I'm gonna just remove this. So you've got your list of to-dos here, your calendar of important dates and to-dos here. Looks like I need to give it some attention though, to get it synced for you guys.
Talking.
Yeah. Cause yeah, I changed the plan a little bit. Okay, one question I wanted to ask for you guys is, so see what I had done in here, with Chris's, you see these unnamed records? So this is the example of, I had opened up and created a task and didn't do anything with it. So this is the time when you'd wanna go in and delete it. So anytime you see an unnamed record like that, you know, you might have just gone in and started doing some work and didn't finish it. That being said, I'd like to know, if adding attachments to your contacts is important to you guys. So like files and things like that, if you're signing contracts and all of that, so organizing the documents for your contacts. That's a feature available, so if you do want to be able to have your PDFs or any of your documentation, you can have it at the contact level, which is also really nice. So you can save any of those uploads and stuff like that directly within the contact
I
file.
don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
We have a separate, we
Oh,
have
it's just available,
Yeah,
but yeah.
Cause we already have it, like, they each have it already saved on their computer, plus Tanya has it saved, plus we have it in SkySlope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least it's in SkySlope and their computer.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that you have the
Yeah.
ability to add,
Yeah,
like,
and that's
upload
cool,
files
but-
to it.
I don't think we're using it to that level.
Yeah.
We just want this for like, who to contact, when to contact them,
Reminders.
yeah.
Well, then I better get that to-do calendar working.
Yes, that's the main thing the CRM is for.
Okay, I think that's really, I've already showed most of you guys all of these features. The newer people, I think that's when I can go in and show you some of these additional, I guess, features within here. Because anyone who's already been using it, is there anything that's been really hard that, I know there's probably some frustrations that you're getting used to, but I'd love to know if you have any questions that I can go over for that. And I know, sorry, questions at the end. I
Yeah,
know,
right now,
but,
that's this time.
yeah.
And if you guys notice, when she scrolls over the ABC list, it tells you the number. So I'll be updating your guys' reporting the numbers. You know how at the top it always said like, how many leads are in your CRM? Since we're so focused on your ABC list now, we're gonna say how many A's, how many B's. Okay, how many C's, does that make sense? So just know that you're gonna scroll over the little circle.
You just
under
hover
the
over
X,
it, right?
Yep, and then it'll
Yeah.
tell you exactly how many A's, exactly how many B's.
Nice.
And is there any way you can go over, just real quick, how to do a reoccurring task? If you wanted to follow up with someone every 30 days?
Oh.
That's a great question.
Or I didn't know if that was possible yet.
It is possible, but I have not done it yet. But it is possible, within these automations, for instance, like task reminders, you said having like. a
Like
30-day
every 2 months you
reminder.
wanna talk to John Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a past client, I'm gonna call every 2 months, so we're gonna put them on a.
Yeah, so
Oh.
if I had a reminder, like a setting for like,
To do.
yeah, well, within the to-do, like reminder, cause I have reminders for doing them based off of the due date, But just every few months, you're saying, just touching in
We
with
wanted
clients
you
and
to
things like
do
that?
for every 2 months.
Yeah,
That
like,
way when
can we
they
get
mark
can we
one
get an
off-
option that's 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, or something
Yes,
like that?
yeah, so as long as they're defined, I can
Yeah.
do that, yeah, so 2 weeks, 1 month.
Like a 30, 60, 90 probably would be fine, like every 30, 60, or 90 days, right?
Well,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
should be a weekly too, right, for your
Yeah,
clients?
one, 2, 3,
Yeah,
and then
Man,
30,
I'm glad
60,
we're
90.
recording this.
and I'm taking lots of notes.
Okay, cool, yeah, so yeah, we can do that, that's very easy to add. If that's helpful for you, so
Super-
essentially,
super helpful.
yeah, essentially in this record here, if you wanted to set yourself a reminder, but at the same time, is it a to-do or is it I mean, at the contact level, would you just wanna check in with, is it just checking in with people on a regular basis,
It
or is
could be.
there?
It's just a reoccurring, like if you wanna, someone's not quite ready to buy, so you wanna follow up with them every 30 or 60 days.
Yeah.
Or even if you sold a home, you know,
Yeah.
check in on 2 months later.
Yeah.
How's the house?
Yeah.
Especially a new build.
Yeah,
How's the house holding up?
Right.
So if it's a to-do, if they see it when they log in, they see what they need to do today, they're gonna see that they need to call their past client because it's been 2 months.
yeah,
But then they're gonna check it off as being done, and it's gonna go away, so we need it to be able to come up again in 2 months, does that make
Yeah.
sense?
oh,
And it
I
has to
see
be a
that
to
you
do
wanted
because it has to be,
do-
there has to be a description
Yeah,
tied to it, right? So
okay.
like, it's like, call this person because it's a past client, or call this person
Yeah.
because,
Past client checkup,
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
in, you know, and then
This might, yeah,
it's a to-do.
this might be the time to look at the Google Tasks too, cause that might be the place where it allows me to do it in here. Yes, I hear what you're saying, and I will make those updates to each of your pages, within the to-do section, so it'll just be an option to do a reminder for it. Okay, I think we should get some your texting alerts set up, so that's what, if you guys, what I'm going to need to do is, or, since I have your phone numbers actually, and since we're already at time, why don't are you guys okay with me just texting you, and I'll need a digit code, like a 6-digit code from you, and, then we'll have it activated that way. That seems
It's
a lot-
really nice, it's really
seems
easy.
a lot better.
Yeah, and then you know to jump into your CRM and see the new lead.
Yeah, and I believe now the links are working, so when you get a link in an email, it'll open it directly in the CRM, which is good, cause that was annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was annoyed.
good.
Okay,
What was happening?
So like you'd get the notification that you had a new lead, but you
Yeah.
couldn't click on the link for it to, you know, before in Real Geeks, you'd
It would
click on
just
the link
take
and it
you
would
to
just take you to
yeah.
it. You would have to get out, go open your CRM app
Then
to see
find the
it
lead.
and
Gotcha.
find it. But now she's saying if you click on the link, it'll pull it up.
I even wrote a community feed post, how annoyed I was with that. But it got fixed like a week later. Okay, well, I'm going to send you guys an email with the links to the different tooling that you can use, as well as, I don't know if there's much more than that. Some of you that still need your agent pages created, I'll let you know as soon as those are done. Maybe it's a good time to set up the calendars with the new folks.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll get your guys' calendars hooked up, and everybody's gonna get a text.
Trisha, you were here.
And
last
those
time, right?
expire, so as soon
For
as
the
you guys
calendar, you
get
were here
those,
last time.
you'll need to text Anna those back.
Yeah,
They expire after so much time. So once you get that text from, that says, you know, like, it's not spam, if it says like, here's your code to, what is it called? Is it?
Zapier or
Yeah, it's called
Zapier,
something
yeah.
different. I was like, someone's scamming me again, like someone stole my identity, but it's real.
Just Anna and all
Zapier.
her weird nerd tools.
So you'll need to send that to Anna.
Yeah,
Do they all have your phone number to text it to you?
I have everyone's phone number from the agent detail cards and stuff, so,
But will
And-
they know how to send that code back?
yeah, well, I'll text you before
Okay.
I do,
Okay.
I'll give you a warning.
Okay, cool.
I'll give you a warning. That being said, I also am going to send you all a final test lead that will be coming from your pages so that everything is working properly. You have that peace of mind, to know that all of your lead routing is working. If you do want to do some extra due diligence and check some of the links on your own agent pages, I know that I QA'd as best I could, but you never know. Make sure your phone number links work and your messaging like your social pages and stuff are accurate. So just in case I had a typo or something. But always love seeing you guys. You guys are fun people.
I just sent her contact to everyone too.
I just text you those reviews, by the way.
Oh,
Sorry
thank
about if you get that long.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And so for the calendars, for you new folks, if you wanna get into your Google calendars, we can get that set up for you. I'll just come and sit down with you probably.
And then after,
Yeah.
and then after you guys are done with them, do you wanna come with me and Tanner just so we can set us up on ours and, or do you have a link for us to set up?
Have you received?
Cause
Yeah,
we need to be set up on like the moderator section, like the moderator version,
yeah.
like Rebecca's version.
So then
Every
if
6
you,
months,
if you want it to be like Becca's, then let me reconfigure it a little bit. So
Okay.
it's more.
And Tanner and I can just share one
Or
login.
I'll
We
just give
don't,
them my login to mine, so if you need to be a moderator, just like I used to log in as you, Jason.
yeah, that's fine.
If I wanted to be a moderator,
Yeah.
yeah, don't make her reconfigure
I
stuff.
I created an email at tucsonhomeConnect.com. I can just make that your admin email for the master account too.
Mine sucks.
Well, for them, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't
You can
matter.
just, if you're doing login for people, just log in as me,
Okay,
like I used to do with you, and then you guys know that you log in as you to see your stuff.
Okay, I'll get that to-do stuff
I
working,
just wanna make sure
Becca,
that
thank
all
you.
stuff's working.
That was helpful.
What's that?
The to-dos aren't working.
Yeah, I got some notes and stuff I'm gonna email over to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Make sure you track like when you start and stop. And it's like, oh my god, this is so much. And then,
Reviewing my
yeah,
meeting.
and it's like you have to stop and circle, okay, get gift cards. I'm like, that should have been like a warning. Oh my head. You